Okay, so Mark, regular, hey Mark, how you doing? I see a number of probates that in San Francisco Bay Area where the PR wants to represent the estate. It could be because of the high prices. The PR wants the money for the estate as a pro per. So they're not getting paid as an attorney in those cases. They're getting paid as the administrator executor, which the law provides for, right? In fact, the statutory limits are, I think, identical to what attorneys could get as far as the maximum. And as a recognition, there's work involved. Doesn't mean the court's going to give you that amount or approve it, right? So can you talk a little bit about when somebody who is a petitioner, whether executive administrator of an estate, can they get paid and how does that work?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. Okay, so when someone passes, there's always one person in the family, or at least they have to find one person in the family or someone that knows that person that passed, who steps forward to serve as the point guard, if you will, as the person in charge of that person's estate. Now, they can only become in charge if a court blesses them to do that. So if someone's got, some kind of bad history, track record, criminal record, credit score, a judge could say, I don't find you fit. But generally speaking, a family member will step forward of the decedent to serve as what's called the administrator. Sometimes it's referred to as the executor if there's a will. And so what happens is that person is entitled to get paid. They don't get to say what they want, like, oh, I want to get paid this much money. That is also set per code. And so the same statutory probate fees that I've been making reference to, like in that scenario where I said, oh, if the property is $1 million, it's based on the market value of the property, not Shadi's equity, right? My equity could be $200K. I could owe the bank $800,000 loan, but my property, if I sell it, it's $1 million. My probate fees are based on the market value. So on $1 million, it's $31,000. That's always my example because it's an easy one. So that representative would get $31,000 at the very end of the case. So a year and a half, 2 years later, when everyone's sort of getting their checks, $31,000 comes out of that pot, and then everyone gets their distribution. So don't forget, 31 to the representative, 31 to the attorney, and then the expenses, right? Filing fee, publication, bond, whatever, any other expenses, creditors, so on. And then the rest of the family, the beneficiaries would get paid out. The heirs of the estate would get paid out.